It's a bit of an underrepresentation to solely label this game a platformer. Yes, you jump, but it's not so simple as pressing A to jump from one ledge to another. On the contrary, you must navigate through the terrain with a drill, utilizing momentum and power to precisely maneuver around each level. It takes a lot of skill to flesh out a popular genre of gaming with its own unique mechanic, and Pepper Grinder does just that.
Lazy pixel.
To no surprise, this creative gem comes from the publishing hands of Devolver Digital, whose library of standout indie titles consistently expands throughout the years. You play as a girl named Pepper who ends up shipwrecked on an island. After your accident, you get robbed of your treasure by some dastardly narwhals known as the Gnarlings. Though it seems all hope is lost, you acquire an immensely powerful drilling device known as the Grinder. Using the Grinder, you go on your journey to find the treasure that you hold so dear. As you start your island adventure, you're beginning to get accustomed to your grinder's maneuverability, learning more tips and tricks over time. While the movements are fluid and satisfying, there is a slight difficulty curve in mastering your drilling capabilities. Despite that, the flow can become so addicting and rhythmic as you drill your way through pockets of dirt, flying out to each platform like a dolphin rising out of the water. The movement is so fluid as you travel in all directions, allowing you the benefit of many unique pathways ahead. In addition, the control is intuitive from the get-go. Within the first few seconds of controlling the Grinder, you grasp just how second nature maneuvering becomes. Alongside the Grinder, you even get a grappling hook in some levels, meaning you can twist and weave your way around. The layout of each level has environments and platforms that are structured in such a way that you can potentially complete certain areas in a quick amount of time, though it would take a significant amount of practice. While Pepper Grinder was enjoyable to a casual gamer like myself, I could see this title thriving within the speedrunning community. It wouldn't surprise me to see folks competing for the best times in the time attack mode. Based on my run, I could tell that there were some points that doing the dangerous thing, like running into a hazard, might actually be the quickest way to get around. The fun factor is ever present within each level of the map. Gems lie within these dirt patches to guide you in the right direction, but it's best to be on the lookout for cracks on the wall, as you can find heaps of treasure or secret skull coins hidden within each area. You can utilize these coins to access locked bonus levels or increase the amount of space you have in your sticker book. By accessing the curiosity shop on each world map, you can use the gems to buy temporary health upgrades or roll on a gachapon machine for some cute stickers. Though gnarlings do get in the way, there's enough enemy variation to keep you engaged with the simplistic combat. Most of the combat involves using your drill on the enemy, but you occasionally get add-ons to your drill to spice up the fights. Regular enemies are enough to attack and avoid, but the combat truly shines within the boss fights. Each world has a boss fight that's engaging and utilizes your terrain drilling in clever ways. The bosses are no easy feat either, each bringing their own unique challenge, testing my drilling and jumping skills in a rewarding manner. It's as if all the bosses are a culmination of all the techniques you've acquired throughout your journey. When examining the background environment and animated sprites, there's a high sense of energy and expression all around. Sure, you may be moving through the levels quickly, but that doesn't take away from the gorgeous backdrops that you're presented with. The colors are vibrant and brilliant, adding an additional reason for you to keep your eyes glued to the screen. Sound design is just as impactful, as the intensity of the drill and the excitement emanating from the background music kept me focused. Given the dynamic platforming nature of the drill concept, it may be easy to compare this game to other titles such as Drill Dozer, or even certain portions of Celeste or Rayman. However, I'd contend Pepper Grinder does well to be its own standout title. The main signature mechanic of the Grinder creates such a unique traversal system that easily captures your attention. Bolstering that concept with a creative level design enables your muscle memory to take over, increasing that retention tenfold. Also, having a health bar adds a nice touch of generosity for this style of gameplay. If you had to die each time you took a hit or fell, the levels could have quickly gone from entertaining to tedious, so there's a great balance of challenge. With all that being said, not everything is perfect. Most of the primary traversal feels simple and smooth, but there are certain moments where the controls starts to feel a bit underwhelming. This is pretty prominent when traversing through water. While I know moving underwater isn't gonna match moving through the dirt, I couldn't help but feel that some motions and jumps felt awkward. It's a bit odd how I feel like I'm swimming more in the ground than in the water. Despite that shift in momentum, this concern is fairly minuscule. There isn't much to say in terms of a narrative if you're looking for a plot. You're just going to try to get back your treasure from the Gnarlings and their respective leaders. This fits the gameplay style perfectly, as I could see the inspirations from arcade games within the frameworks, so a story isn't necessary whatsoever. But I do wish the game was a bit longer, as its 4 to 6 hour runtime left me yearning for some more content. Sure, there's a time attack mode, but I'd have loved to see what other levels could exist in this world. That being said, the game doesn't overstay its welcome, and I closed the game feeling positive and pleased. When taking a glimpse at the gameplay of Pepper Grinder, the brain's neurons start rapidly firing as it looks so satisfying. And I'm elated to say that the experience delivers on it being an absolutely fun ride of an arcade platformer. It's no doubt that developer RH put a ton of work into making sure all the elements aligned for a gratifying experience. From the weight of Pepper's drill to the intricate level layout to the engaging combat, it's an impressive feat to build a platformer of this caliber. While some moments may not feel the most ideal, the novelty and freshness of Pepper Grinder is exquisite. Noisy Pixel is giving Pepper Grinder an 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon to help support our continued growth, and subscribe to keep up to date with all of our future content.
Noisy Pixel.